I'm here with Sadia, one of the most big coach in the world.
I would love to say that, well, currently from what I'm going through, just try and stay strong. Watch out for people who don't have your back. Be strong is what I'm trying to say. Be as strong as you can.
What you can tell about haters?
I would say that unfortunately the more you have that people want, the more you attract haters. And so unfortunately the price of being a valuable person is invaluable people will try and take that off you. So try and stay strong when they do.
Well, polite savages, I think we all know by now what happened to Sadia Khan. Not only she's a side piece to some other dude, messing with what it seems like a high value man of another woman's, and then going unhinged ballistic on that woman when she confronted her in the DMs. We're giving us the priceless audio of having her telling all of us that she likes to suck the D at any time.
What are you going to do about it? I'll stop it if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well, we'll see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
This is the biggest scandal that Sadia Khan doesn't want you to know about her. She preaches on her page and on her content that she's a high-value woman. She can teach you how to attract a high-value woman if you're a man for thousands of dollars for one-on-one coaching.
And so apparently the method of attracting a high-value man is to be a throat goat at any time that he wants. I don't care if he's in a public space on his wedding day. You'll be there at his beck and call. The 304, the side chick.
Let's see how much she values herself as a woman.
The main thing I would say to be a high value woman is always you have ability to reject attention.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Look at her, LOL, so cute and innocent. When there is life, there is hope, followed by bum cheeks.
And we already know what's the worst thing about all this is that she's charging you, my friends, $6,000. Technically, it's in the Great Britain pound. But as she's going down to Pound Town and getting smashed and passed around by these high value men, allegedly, gotta watch what I'm saying, don't sue me sis, but she's leading with her so-called credentials, not being able to provide the proof, where Abba asked her for a proof to be sent to him during their interview.
She's definitely fraudulently claiming behind the scenes that she has a DHA license, but
So that means that right now
I checked the registry, she's not there at all.
For the CBT.
Excellent.
Okay, got it.
I have a master's in education. And there's a University of London, qualify as a QTS, and that means that you can become a teacher.
As a con artist, she's very good. I asked her about her master's, but I know you don't need a master's to get a QTS. QTS just means you're a qualified teacher. If you're an educated person and you have a master's degree, which is your highest form of education for her specifically,
you're going to show your master's.
You're going to start with that.
Yes.
I don't ask who's a doctor for the education and they're like, here's my high school diploma. No, you show me your PhD. I don't need to see your bachelor's. She never produced it. I asked her an email 4 or 5 times. She sent me every certificate. I asked for the UCL. She ignored it.
Okay, no problem. I can send all the details for that as well if you need. And is this one as well that they've...
No, I think it was...
I asked her if they were ever on her website. I know they were on her website. I want to see if she was on it. She took them off a long time ago. What she didn't know is that there's something called the Wayback Machine. Everything on the internet lives forever. So I went through her website archives and I saw what it looked like a couple of years ago. So this is her Bachelor of Science. Here it is. This fake Photoshop degree of a master's was on her website, my. It has no date. When do you ever see a degree with no date of issue?
No date.
Do you see the name? That is a clearly photoshopped on top of this degree.
On top of this, that never happened.
Not only did it never happen, but I got something good for you.
Oh my God.
You said she took it from somewhere. She took it from here. This is it right there. It's the same doctor. It's the same everything. That's it. She stole this person's degree.
She's trying to lose degrees.
Whereby now, I'm gonna play some clips and you're gonna see she's been thoroughly disproven and destroyed, showing that she's been making up a lot of things as she's going along all the time while trying to charge these high consultation prices to men. Now, I haven't done enough research to go inside and check out these different groups that she's in.
A motivational speaking man coach that's supposed to show you how to be a confident, successful man in dating relationships, editing her own photos and videos? Sadia Khan, welcome to the show. This is Sadia Khan, 741,000 followers. You can book a call with her. She promises that for just a few $1,000s, you're going to be able to master yourself, master women, and master relationships. She wants to make sure that you're confident, emotionally strong, free from baggage. Don't worry, guys, the program's not too much to develop all of this confidence from Sadia. Just a paltry 6,000 GBP, which in Freedom Bucks is like $6,500. Just a few months of rent for the average American. No problem at all.
So this is the kind of advice she gives.
Here's the quickest way to know if a woman is interested in you. How responsive she is. If you text her, she responds. If you want to hang out with her, she's responsive. If you want to lean in and kiss her, she's responsive. A woman's responsiveness is a direct indicator of how interested she is.
$6,000. If you imagine the guy that just dropped 6K being like right in this, you know.
From my viewpoint, from what I can tell right now, it just doesn't seem like something's adding up until multiple content creators had confronted her, asked her, give us the proof. Even people in the comments section on her post saying, we need the proof. Show us that you got the credentials, that you're licensed to practice as a doctor, as a clinical psychologist. Yet still crickets. When Sadia Khan is confronted, now she's really on her back legs, being pushed into the corner. Well, what is she gonna do? She's gonna call her local lawyer and go for that lawsuit.
Sadia has contacted an attorney, and they sent me this extremely half-baked and retarded statement. They told me I have to take all my posts down, or else they're gonna sue me. Get Sadia, bring it on.
She threatened to sue us. But not only that, Sadia's gone on Instagram and finally responded after all the backlash. She went radio silent. She'd shut down her socials. She shut down her WhatsApp groups, claiming to have degrees which were photoshopped and faked. Sadia decided to send us a threatening lawyer. Please take notice. We've been made aware of certain defamatory statements about our client, Sadia Khan, published by you on social media. We intend to prosecute claims against you personally for defamation. Desist and refrain from A, posting, publishing, or distributing on social media Sadia Khan and her businesses, blah, blah, blah.
There.
Yes.
We go to the extent of what you want to do, which is suing us. What's going to happen is that you're going to be under what we call scrutiny. They're going to ask you and demand you for the same thing that we are asking you for, that you're not able to provide. And then they're not us, but they're going to be able to prove our point. So please go ahead. It is not in your best interest to do so.
But discovery means you're going to have to fork over emails. I'm going to need to see that DHA license that you claim that you have. I'm going to need to see that BCP certificate that you claim that you have. I'm going to need to see all them things.
But we're not going to ask for
And I know it'll never show up because they don't fucking exist.
Now Sadia still has some kind of time to give us some more proof to exactly who she is, but she's still not providing it at all to anybody. Even the bigger content creators have been asking and having communication with her, she just decided to go crickets and doubling down and now going after everyone with lawsuits. Now, in my opinion, do I know exactly that she got a credential, does she not? Well, from what I've seen from multiple videos from all these splendid content creators, it looks like Sadia Khan is looking like a con. Now she doesn't get her act together to provide herself some kind of proof where she can be let off the hook. She's gonna have bigger problems, as you see in the next clips. What could go wrong when you pretend to be a doctor, especially in Dubai, where they have high standards of what it takes for a person to be a licensed doctor or psychologist, to provide some kind of medical or mental health advice to you or even me.
Quote-unquote Sadia Psychology. She's got a bachelor's in psychology while living in London and then became a qualified teacher and taught high school students. Allegedly got fired for quote-unquote bad behavior, got married and then divorced for quote-unquote spousal abuse, then moved to Dubai. Set up shop as a tutor, and during COVID, she just became famous online for being hot and claiming to be a psychologist when she's not, apparently.
If you do not believe that she passed herself off as a licensed psychologist, a full-blown licensed psychologist, this is the evidence proving to you that she did. She has put herself on magazine covers, calling herself a psychologist, on lots of podcasts, but it's always a little bit like, was that her fault or was it like the publication that did it? No.
Okay, Center of Excellence is the one that she always brings up and she shows everyone the degrees or whatever.
So what
it's an online school sham. Not serious. You would never become a psychologist from going to this school for 1,000 years. That's it. And there's a lot of fake schools that exist online like that where you can just pay some money and you get a certificate, but it doesn't actually apply for any real world jobs.
Like, she's not actually claiming to be a psychologist. Yes, she is. She has since figured out that people are onto her and she has been scrambling to try to cover her butt. So she went online to this place that has certificates of completion for various courses, and one was psychotherapy, one was, I don't know, relationships, and it's bogus. It's not formal education. It does not substantiate having any kind of clinical experience or degree in mental health, and she's just a teacher. And she can call herself a coach and she can do all that she's doing. She just cannot claim to be a psychologist. Allegedly, she was fired from her jobs for bad behavior. And that makes sense to me because she's consistently badly behaved.
The Center of Excellence is a place where they have stuff like herbology and like spirituality.
The BPS does not recognize COE courses as valid qualifications for psychology practice.
They don't. I contacted them. They said, we have nothing to do with the Center of Excellence. We've never had.
What she did send me was her qualified teacher status certificate, a part of it, and a part of some kind of bachelor's diploma. Those do not qualify for a designation of a licensed psychologist. Far from it. And then she just up and decided to call herself a licensed psychologist and pass herself off as such, posing with fake documents. This is absurd. This is massive con artist behavior.
Me personally, I feel like as a Muslim woman who's got brown skin, the moment you come up in their world, just like Jay Shetty, the moment we come up and you're not looking like them, they automatically assume that you're not real. But when you're of color, or particularly in my position, I felt like a woman, and you know, as long as if you're not super old and you're not white, you simply can't be qualified.
Is Matthew Hussey a doctor? Is he a psychologist? Does he lean on that as a power of authority? No.
Oh, he's Matthew Hussey.
That's it.
So now, Flight Savages, what do you think? Do you think that Sadia Khan is running a con game? Do you think that she is really truthful in all the things that she's saying? In my opinion, I gotta see some kind of proof. I gotta see the credentials. I gotta see that she's not charging people an arm and a leg just to have a talk to her. Because let's just be honest. She's an attractive woman. Many men seem to go into this sometimes simpish type of fandom and wanting to get close to her, watch her, to look at her, when they should be knowing not to get the type of advice from a woman that can be a social chameleon and earning their trust and then taking their money for all that they got.
But because her audience is men, even though she's selling psychology, she's selling sex. She doubles up as a side piece, little sugar baby, right? But even the men she's attracted to her coaching is because she's hot. And remember there was a video we did a while back about the Wizard Liz?
Yeah.
And how women follow her because she's a hot woman who says a lot of this goofy. It's the same thing with her. If this was an ugly woman, a lot of single men would listen.
That's so true. That's so true. If she was ugly, nobody would be listening to her. That's the same. Look, man, that's a marketing trick that's existed for a really long time.
Instead of these simps and lonely men or guys that's just trying to get advice in their love relationship, they're clicking on that Calendly link with Sadia Khan to book a consultation for thousands of dollars. Well, there's some cases that she says only a couple $100s per hour. I don't know, she's got to go clear it up because it seems like the internet, private investigators, people like you, people like me, are getting conflicting reports in exactly how she is selling and marketing these services and whether they provide actual value or not.
She charges like 8,000 USD for a 1 hour video call with her. Yeah, that much. Video call with Sadia, high value man program, online courses. Masculinity mastery. So she tells men how to be men. She got a high value man course. Cool. And she unwifed. She was like a permanent side chick. She likes that apparently. Jesus.
Yes, in my opinion, she does have some good information when it comes to relationships, especially between the intersexual dynamics between men and women. But when it really comes down to it, she can easily be watching many other videos or reading books, marketing her sexual appeal while regurgitating that information to make it sound like she's a lot smarter than she really is. Now, granted, I would give it to her. She knows how to run the social media game. In my best guess, I think it's a lot of men that are watching her. Yes, they're listening to her advice, but more often than not, in my own opinion, they're coming there and staying there because she is a beautiful, and some men would say a sexy woman. But the problem remains all the same. If you're watching her, hey, I'm not going to police who you watch, who you derive entertainment from, but if you're getting information from her, there's more better resources out there. One of the few female content creators that I personally like and actually think does a decent job in explaining things from a feminine point of view is Courtney Ryan. But after that, everyone is a little bit, you gotta take with a grain of salt. Most of it is entertainment. Most of it, they're marketing off of their good looks. And the resources are out there. There's many excellent male content creators out there. One of my personal favorites is Orion Teraband of Psychologist. And it just mind boggles me that we're here taking advice from women, coming from a man's point of view. Now, it'd make more sense if we're taking the advice of these women from a female's point of view to have a better understanding of how they think. Because female nature, their firmware, their software, their hardware is completely different from a man's nature, from a man's firmware, software, or hardware. And what's most disappointing in this with Sadia Khan is continually to double down in what it seems like a lie. Sadia, if you have the proof, just show us your degree, your credentials. Just like with Dr. Taylor Burrows, you can go onto her Instagram page, you go to her Linktree, look on her LinkedIn and see where she got her accreditation from. She's even said multiple times in these different videos that she's no longer a licensed, I believe, counselor. But she does have a PhD in, I believe, psychology. If it's that easy for her, then Sadia Khan, why is it so hard for you to provide this piece of evidence that will exonerate you? I think that might be too hard of a word. That will clear your name. Now, being a side piece, hey, sometimes you got them crazy teachers. I mean, you see already those predator teachers already preying on these young guys. At least she's doing it with some guy in Dubai, all right? So it's just more of a high value man. And if that's how she likes to get down, that's how she likes to get down. That's just all I'm saying. But anyway, let's continue on.
Here is Sadia Khan in black and white emailing me saying, this is my DHA license. The DHA is the Dubai Health Authority. This is the body that regulates and registers, certifies anyone in the behavioral or mental health fields. And she also said, I sent you my psychology license, but guess what she sent me? She didn't send me her psychology license because she doesn't have one. You can look her up in the DHA and prove that she isn't and has never been licensed by the DHA.
I asked you if you have a DHA license, which every medical professional, especially those calling themselves psychologists, need to have if they offer services in Dubai. You claim that because your your clients are overseas, that it's acceptable for you to not have that license.
The only reason I don't have a DHA license is because when I first qualified, it expired. I didn't renew it because I was now online and I wasn't working in clinics. And in clinics, you need a DHA license.
I guess my question is, have you ever really had a DHA license in Dubai?
I started applying for it, but then my career took off.
That's not what she said.
Well, I contacted the DHA to ask myself. I'm looking for information about a psychologist in Dubai who offered me services online. She said, please note that all professionals in the medical field must have a DHA license to practice the field. I said, even if her client is overseas while she's based in Dubai, she sent me this email claiming she doesn't need to be licensed, and I didn't believe her. I sent her the email that she sent me. If she's doing online treatments from Dubai, she must have a license to be a psychologist over there. And she goes, yes. To offer those services? She goes, yes. So she's been running this medical practice illegally this whole time. I'm not going to pursue this anything crazy. I'm just putting this information out there. If you check the description below, we have a little website that we set up. Shout out to Goob. Goob helped me with this.
Side P Sadia.
Side P Sadia. SidePSadia.com. Okay. If you have a history of hiring Sadia Khan as a therapist, psychologist, go check the description right now.
Sadia, are you really gonna sue? Or was it just a phase to you? 'Cause now you're on the docket too.
I can do it today. If you have an attitude, I can do it today if I want to. Do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well, we'll see.
So there you have it. Sadia Khan went radio silent for a few days now and finally comes back with a response. It's pretty lame that she's going through the route of trying to sue these other content creators when she can easily produce the piece of paper that shows that she has her PhD and is a licensed psychologist. Now, with all this other information that Abba and Preach had already found, with multiple content creators have uncovered, like with Dr. Taylor Burrows, and especially allegedly an incident that may have happened over in the UK at, I guess, Greenford high school or something like that. At this point, why is it so hard for Sadia Khan to give us the information, the piece of evidence that we need to be able to clear her name? And I really think, if you think about it just a little bit, if you got something to hide, or you have something that you just haven't earned at all, well, we already know in the con game, you can't really prove them to be a fraud if they don't go out of their way and admit it, that they are not a psychologist, a licensed psychologist. Now, polite savages, I've seen enough of these scenarios play out. I've seen enough of these situations, and usually only time will tell and expose what exactly these people really are. I'm leaning towards a fraud, and until they're able to provide that evidence, my thinking is going to be that most likely Sadia Khan is really faking it, and she is not who she says she really is.
So I'm sure that if people actually hired a private investigator, or the police took this seriously, because it is criminal fraud here. She's defrauding innocent people who hire her thinking she is a actual licensed psychologist, and she's doing damage to them. She needs to be held accountable. She needs to face the consequences of that.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness.